Hey folks, Mac T back, and I'm going to do a quick review of what I did in the last couple weeks with my 2011 Ford Edge that I did neglect a little bit of maintenance on, and things started popping up like bad plugs, bad coils, bad toe links, struts, shocks, you name it. Things popped up, and I knew this maintenance had to occur. I knew it was coming. I kept putting it off a bit, the wife's car. Then finally when the check engine light started coming on and it was having problems with alignment issues and tires and everything else, it just came to a point that here in this last few weeks I went and put forth a big effort to take and do regular maintenance. Regular maintenance, folks, for the most part. There was a little bit of extra thrown in there as far as having to do something, but I'm going to go over what I did, the cost, so you have a good idea about what it'll cost you to do these jobs minus the labor. I'm just talking parts cost. I'll cover the labor if you go and do this yourself so that you have a fair idea of what it's actually going to cost you. But keep in mind, these figures may shock you just for parts alone, and that's not even including the labor. So let's go ahead and get this started. And first, this message. Folks, this is Mac T, and I want you to join the Mac T Ford Edge Facebook group. That's right, go there, because when you go to YouTube and watch my videos, if you want to make comments, you have to go to Mac T Ford Edge on Facebook. That's right, go to Facebook, join up there, and we can talk about everything I do in the videos. I conglomerate everything in one place because I have help in that group for answering questions, and that's the most economical way for me to do it. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, get notified, hit that bell, and you can follow along with what's going on the Facebook group and get those questions answered in a very timely and efficient way, and also help the community as a whole. So join up on Mac T Ford Edge, subscribe to Mac T Ford Edge, and we'll see y'all there. Well, this is how I went about doing all the work that I had to do on Blueberry for the last few weeks. It all started out basically with a little bit of a misfire and then a few other things that sort of grew as they went. And I'm going to cover how much this all cost me in the end and what was going on with it. But as a little history goes, we'll add up as the dollar amounts, I guess, as we go, so we can figure out how much it actually cost me to get all this work done on Blueberry for all the different things that had to be done. I probably said Blue earlier, but I meant Blueberry. Blueberry is a 2011 Ford Edge that my wife drives. It's a 3.5 liter front wheel drive, 2011, like I said, limited. But anyway, it all started out first of all with a little bit of a driving on my part. I determined that by driving I use my foreskin and figured out that I had what they called intermittent misfires. Just a little bit here and there, a little bit here and there. And I said, something's wrong with the car. So I took and drove it, and then I determined that through a lot of forced issues, I finally got a DTC to set and determined it was coil number 4. So I ordered the coil pack, and I got new coils. You know, 180 bucks from Tasca, and then I went out and I spent 30 bucks for new plugs. And got everything situated there. Changed the plugs, changed the coils, determined that the plugs that were cracked and they were leaking also. So it was a good thing I changed the plugs and the coils at that point. Keep in mind I'd previously changed the plugs like at 95,000 miles on it. So, you know, as far as things go, you know, this is really a quick plug change again. But I got the plugs and the coils in and got that all figured out, but in the meantime I was also having an alignment done on it and determined that the rear toe links were bad. So I basically deducted that they couldn't get the bolts to turn, and so I said, okay, things are froze up. So me being the way I am, I went to Tasca Parts and I ordered the nuts and bolts and cam bolts and the toe links for $158.65. And I got all the toe links in, and these are the toe links. Got these, and since they were all jammed up, and like you can see here, this one didn't even come out. Had to hacksaw it out and got that done. So I got those replaced along with new bolts and cam bolts and everything else, and did that work. And then I needed to go and check out, you know, the alignment on it. Well, in the meantime, before I did that, I had also ordered some KYB strut pluses. Okay, and I could put a link up to the video for that. Those are pre-assembled struts, and I took and installed those. Got those installed, you know, and this plays a big part of what I was doing, because I installed the struts. So keep that in mind. I installed the struts, and the next day I went and had alignment done. So this plays into that story. But I also put new rear KYB shocks on, and those shocks cost me probably about $80, time you figure in shipping, handling, and everything else from Rock Auto. So I got those installed also. So off to the wonderful folks that, let's see, with Strut Pluses, what did I pay for those? Gosh, I forget what I paid for the struts. $268. Forgot to add that in there. Cha-ching. So $268 for a pair of the struts, and the alignment. I went to do the alignment then afterwards, and holy cow, that's another $169 for a lifetime alignment. So I won't ever have to pay again, but as long as they own Blueberry. But paid that too. So cha-ching, $169 for that. Went and got that done, and for the life of me, I don't know how I missed it, but then they went to go do the alignment on the front, and the front passenger toe, or not toe link, the front passenger tie rod was completely shot. Yeah. Tie rod. Yeah, shot. So I did remove this myself. It wasn't that bad, but it was shot. It was just wiggling the tires, and I got a video on that. You can see that link there too. But the tie rods, gosh, what did I pay for the tie rods? I want to say I paid, let's see, where did I have the tie rods? Tie rods were about $100. They were Duralast tie rods from AutoZone. It was New Year's Eve. Yeah, go figure. So they're the only ones that really had something, so I went with those. They said, oh, they're lifetime. Well, we'll see what lifetime they are. But went ahead and got those, installed them, and then today, this morning early, jumped up the 2nd of January 2020, went to the store again, did the alignment. Good job, got the alignment. Now the problem is I ran across is that due to the bad toe links on the back, the tires were completely shot. So I had to go out, and I ran over to Discount Tire, and I went and got lucky there, because they gave me a $172 discount on my Michelin Defenders, because the Michelin Premiers were completely worn out. And so I got a wear warranty on them, and they warrantied them out for a total of $172. But I did pay about $366 and change total to get 2 more brand new Michelin Defenders put on the rear of Blueberry. So, you know, if you look at the total price, I then also had to go out and I had to buy this to remove the toe links. So I got a new tool out of the deal too, which ain't bad. I got this out of the whole deal. So, you know, it's always good when you get a new tool out of it. So I add that to the cost, because I really didn't need the tool until I needed to remove the toe links. So, you know, you can watch that video. It's coming up after this one. I'll be posting that one on how to remove toe links with a hacksaw. You know, yeah, it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. But anyway, everything's said and done, 2 rear shocks, 2 front strut assemblies, a coil pack, spark plugs, and and then 2 tie rod ends. My time was, of course, free in that aspect, but I put out altogether, I might have missed something here, but I added it all up and it come out to $1,523.13. Now keep in mind, I've been buying some of these parts ahead of time. I didn't just jump out and buy them. I pre-bought some of them. The toe links and the nuts and bolts that go with it, I'd pre-ordered through Tasca, and that came in. But this all happened within a span of about 3 weeks that I was spending all this money trying to get this car running, because my goal was to get it running during the Christmas to New Year's time frame so that my wife could go back to work and have a decent car to drive back. And you know, went ahead, so you know, that was pretty spendy right around Christmas, but did manage to get everything done. But still, it is costly. You got to plan this stuff ahead of time. Most of it was because I waited to do the maintenance. That was my biggest problem, is I waited and waited and waited, because I don't drive the car all the time, so I don't pay attention to it as much as I do my Ford Edge that I drive. So anyway, the wife's car is working good. Blueberry is running fine. It is better than fine. It rides so much better. And those struts were shot, the shocks were shot, the toe links, everything handles well, it turns crisp. So it was all worthwhile money to spend, but it is also, keep in mind, these are essentially, with minus the toe links, you know, being nasty, for the most part, everything was regular maintenance for the most part. So it did cost me a fairly good penny to get everything done, but it hadn't had any work done on it for a couple years previous. I've been neglecting any real maintenance on the suspension, and so it all catches up to you, and that's what it did. It caught up to me and I got it done. I'm going to plan on other things that I saw while I was working on it, so there's other things I will do and buy the parts for ahead of time so I can get them replaced there. But overall, Blueberry is up and running, doing well, and I love driving it. That thing is sweet. Plenty of power, no misfires. That's always a good thing. So that is a sum of itself, folks, what it actually cost me during the Christmas holidays in December up until today to get Blueberry back on the road and running again after living in my garage here for 2 weeks. Working on it on and off, and just trying to get everything put together, parts and everything else going. So lessons learned, folks. Make sure you plan your maintenance ahead. Make sure you take care of the maintenance. No car will drive forever without maintenance. It's just a fact of life. If you think it's a maintenance-free car, then you need not own a car, because you're not going to have any good life with it. You got to maintain them, and that's all there is to it. And it doesn't matter what brand model it is; they all need maintenance. So, you know, that's all it is to it. I forgot one thing. I was going to tell you guys. Did some research and had one of the members in the group that runs a garage go through the costs of what it would have cost to have this done at a shop, and the estimate for all this work, minus adding on a few other things, but the price of labor would be, you know, very, very differently. But I guesstimated between $2,400 and $3,000 total cost to get all these jobs done, including the parts and everything else. So what I did in my job in fixing Blueberry and everything else, you're looking at probably closer, you know, to $3,000 worth of work, because he did this before I bought the tires. So you add the price of the tires onto that. I got a discount. You probably wouldn't, because I warrantied out the tires. So you can add that $172 discount, add that to your price, because I got a discount. So this is definitely, with labor and parts and everything, about a $3,000 job that I did. And so you figure half of that would be labor at least. So, you know, you go figure it out. I saved myself $1,500, I figure, in labor alone, just doing the work myself. So, you know, that is definitely worthwhile when you think about it. If you don't have a lot of money, then that is $1,500 in your pocket, and that's really what it comes down to. So that's the wrap up on that. And by all means, hey, I'm having a great day, and I want you to have a great day too. And Mercy Girl's got a couple one-liners, and a band of one is always playing music for our entertainment.
Thank you for watching MacT's videos. Remember to like and subscribe. This is the Mercy Girl